Parents, are you exhausted from watching your child struggle with ADHD signs despite trying every traditional approach? Maybe you've sat through countless appointments where doctors quickly diagnosed your child, prescribed medication, and when that didn't work, simply increased the dosage or switched brands. If you're like many parents we meet, you've probably felt frustrated that no doctor was willing to discuss anything outside of medication, leaving you wondering if there's something more you could be doing for your child's long-term success. Did you know that over 7 million children in the United States have been diagnosed with ADHD, yet traditional testing methods only focus on labeling and categorizing signs without ever identifying what's actually causing them? What if I told you there's a revolutionary type of ADHD test that doesn't just tell you what type of ADHD your child has, but shows you exactly what's happening in their nervous system that's actually creating these struggles? If you're seeking answers about the real root cause and want to explore drug-free alternatives that address the source of the problem, this information could change everything. We're diving deep into why traditional ADHD testing falls short and introducing you to Insight neurological scans that actually measure nervous system dysfunction. You'll discover the two main types of ADHD we see, why conventional approaches often fail, and most importantly, how addressing the root neurological cause can transform ADHD from a daily struggle into a manageable strength. Let me tell you about Ben, whose story might sound all too familiar. After struggling in school for 2 years, Ben was diagnosed with ADHD. His mom describes the frustration with traditional care. I was blown away at how most doctors handle children with ADHD. The diagnosis is quick, he was easily given a prescription, and when that didn't work, the dosage was increased 2 more times. When that didn't work, we were told we could try a different brand. It was frustrating that no doctor was willing to discuss anything outside of medication. Ben's family sought out nutritional and functional providers and started seeing some improvements, but they wanted to make sure they were doing everything possible for him to live his best life without turning back to medications. That's when they found neurologically focused chiropractic care, where the approach was completely different, focusing on long-term health and well-being, not just masking the signs. Let's start by understanding the 2 main types of ADHD that we see every day in practice. First, the raging bull type. This is most common in children under 5. These kiddos seem to charge through life at 100 miles per hour with busy brains that don't like to slow down, stop, or sit still, displaying hyperactivity and impulsiveness. The drunken bull type doesn't show hyperactivity, but gets easily distracted, off track, and disorganized. This type often doesn't appear until children are older and is frequently misunderstood as laziness or lack of motivation. Most children we see actually have the combined type, displaying elements of both hyperactivity and inattentiveness, which requires a comprehensive approach to address both aspects. The critical problem with traditional ADHD testing is that standard medical tests and surveys focus solely on labeling and categorizing the type of ADHD challenges a child is struggling with, but then completely miss what's actually causing these signs. Traditional testing measures and tracks signs without looking deeper into the function of the brain and nervous system where the real root cause lies. This is exactly why so many ADHD care plans and strategies fail to get the results parents are seeking. If your test doesn't find the cause, but only tracks the signs, you've only solved half the problem, if that. Our advanced Insight neurological scans reveal the real root cause and measure the exact amount of distress, dysfunction, and disorganization within the central and autonomic nervous system, the actual brain-body connection that controls everything. For raging bull hyperactive types, we focus on the total energy index, which should be about 150 or less for optimal function. Many of these children test higher, showing massive nervous system stress. For drunken bull inattentive types, we measure pattern scores, where 100 represents ideal neurological organization and function. Children struggling with focus and organization often score a 50 or lower. These scans don't just label the type of ADHD, they show us exactly where the nervous system dysfunction is located and how severe it is, allowing us to create a precise, personalized care plan. What we've discovered is that ADHD struggles stem from subluxation, areas of dysfunction and disorganization in the autonomic nervous system that affect how the brain and body communicate. This nervous system stress often begins early in life through what we call the perfect storm: prenatal stress, birth trauma from interventions like forceps or C-sections, and early childhood stressors that accumulate over time. When the nervous system gets stuck in fight or flight mode, it creates the exact signs we see with ADHD: difficulty focusing, hyperactivity, emotional dysregulation, and behavioral challenges. Please click the link in our bio to learn more about our insight scans.